Come on, do it, do it. I'm here, come on, do it now. First things first, I ought to say I do not enjoy these massive gaps between videos. I just haven't had the time to get behind the camera and film something every week, and I've sort of been losing track of whatever time I have had. So, however much it may annoy me and displease you viewers, it's time for another sort of monthly catch-up. It's probably a good thing then that I don't actually have a lot to show you. But first I'm going to get some non-Transformers bits out of the way and give an overdue video thank you to Rave9. I've already thanked him on Twitter. The day I got the package he sent me, Marvel Universe, Captain Britain and Spider-Man. He sent me these guys for free, still in all the packaging, so I've got the comic as well, which is really good. And he threw in a couple of X-Men coasters and a picture of Deadpool, which he drew. It is so good to have a Captain Britain like this. Not the weird new red, white and blue stripy, almost looks like Robocop Captain Britain. No, with the mask. I don't like the mask. I like good old 70s Captain Britain that's all red and pokes people with a gold stick. And then of course the Spider-Man figure is actually very nice as well. He's probably the best Spider-Man I've got in this size. So, big thank yous to Rave9 in a video format, because he deserves a big video shout out, because he always gives everyone that does things for him a big video shout out. Did I mention I have the very first issue of Captain Britain? Picture goes here. Now on to robots. Right, yes. First to show you I have a BotShots Thundercracker. Went into Tesco's looking for some new robots, and of course there aren't any, but there were some BotShots, and there was a Lockdown and Jetfire, and they're all very nice, but of course they're not Thundercracker, so I had to pick him up. And he's nice and all, doesn't really stay sort of all clipped together when you fold him up. But I must say, I think that Ratchet is actually my favourite BotShot. Thundercracker is like the bestest of the best ever, all the time, every day, but something about him that's just, I don't know, Ratchet feels a bit better. But yes, new BotShots, woo. I don't know how many more I'm going to get. I might get a Lockdown. There we go, Thundercracker. And then later on I received my recompense for erecting an effigy to the anti-LAFO, or TransformingToybox as you may know him. And of course the recompense which he sent me, which was the reason which I did that whole thing, Prime Hotshot. Yes! Now I'm going to use a Mitch Santona-ism here and say that whatever follows, don't take as some sort of objective review or anything like that, because it's just going to be a gush fest. I love this thing. Look at it. Just drink it in. Look at that shiny blue and the flames. Their face is so good, and they've got the goggles as well, and all the This figure is so good. It's just my new favourite, really is. I mean, I can see how actually the RID Bumblebee would have been quite good, but of course he's not compared to a Hotshot. Just because this guy's Hotshot makes him so much better, and I can completely forget that he's a Bumblebee repaint. A, because I have the first edition Prime Bumblebee, so I don't ever need to touch the RID one, and B, because he just sort of makes this mould his own somehow. Just the colours and it, oh, it's so good. When I first got him out of the box, I did sort of think he felt a bit cheap, but there we are, that's Prime engineering. The plastic is a bit thinner, he does feel a bit lighter, but really I've had the time to realise there is absolutely nothing wrong with this figure whatsoever. It's so poseable, the legs have got such a good range of movement, and well, the arms are a bit limited, and for some reason he has ratcheted elbows, but God, look at it! Just look at it! The light piping is so good. He's actually got pupils in his eyes, and I love the fact he has eyebrows and what look like sideburns. I love the giant bit of automorph that you get to make his chest and head and arms. That is really clever. I like the fact he's got the arm blasters on there. Even if when I first took him out of the box I was thinking, are these really going to go in his arms, because that's a square hole for a round peg. The transformation is fun and simple. The car mode looks great with all the flames. I could go on so much about this figure. Even the way that, because of the way the chest is formed, his shoulders don't go all the way back, so it looks like he's got a bit of a slouch, so he hasn't got perfect posture, so he's not some big puffing out his chest stoic hero, he's just another bot. It's so much to talk about, and I'd probably do a review, but it would just be me doing this all the time going, ah, why don't you like it? So I'm probably not going to go into review territory with this guy, because it will be of no use to anyone whatsoever, unless you're as big a Hotshot fan as I am. This thing is just new perfection, and I realised that when I got this guy, it's probably around 10 years since I got the original Hotshot. That's a mind-blowing thought. And then my most recent acquisition, which was a Transform Away gift from Brentosaur. He found this guy loose without his rather larger companion piece. It's Dark of the Moon Roller, who would normally come with the Ark and roll about inside that, I assume. Now, he's a very nice little Legion figure, but at the same time he's also rather strange to me. Really doesn't look like an Autobot at all. I'm going to show you a picture of his face and tell you that he looks like one of those aliens from District 9. He's not pretty. In some ways I think his body resembles Revenge of the Fallen Megatron. And it does look a bit odd with this giant pokey arm here. But I think the oddest thing is the fact he's a robot that turns into another robot. Now you may be saying now, oh, a moon rover like that is not technically a robot, is it? You know, they do remote control and all that sort of thing. It's got tracks and that. It's surely some sort of vehicle. No, I can tell you, because I am a roboticist. I've never had cause to say that. I have never had cause to put out the fact that I can use my qualified knowledge after doing a whole first year of university robotics, as I can tell you that a Mars, lunar, whatever planet of the solar system rover you want to call this thing, this is a robot. It has an eye on the end here. This is a camera. So technically in robot mode, when you transform him, he's got an eye on his arm. And this is all actuators for picking stuff up, and then that's so it can see what it's doing. They don't remote control it at all. They leave it to trundle around, find some stuff, and when it finds something good, they go, whoa, look at that. Look what the robot found. It's made to be completely autonomous, which calls into question the strange nature of this figure, because he is a robot that turns into another robot. But it's nice to have an alt mode like this. It does make me sort of think that I wish he was called Commodore, because he's a lot more like the old Armada Minicon that turned into a moon rover thingy. But it's nice. It's quite big for a Legion alt mode, and I would try to recreate the scene in the film where something like this gets stomped on by Protoform Starscream, but I think Starscream's feet are a bit too small to stomp on this. So there you have it, recent robots for the month of July. It's not really a lot, but to be honest, Hotshot has just been tiding me over so long. I cannot put this thing down, and I just cannot take my eyes from it. It's so good. Buy one! Why don't you buy one? Have you no soul? So before I leave you and say that the All Stars collaboration approaches ever nearer, I have one last piece of news to import. Because I broke my internet during the week, when the nice Indian man on the phone was helping me to upgrade the router firmware, and then of course I tried to reconnect it before the firmware was fully installed, it basically made it go kaboom, and I couldn't even do a factory reset on my router. I had to get a new one sent to me, which apparently is upgraded, even though the internet is still as slow as it was before. It's let me play on War for Cybertron! Oh, god, it's been like a year since I've been able to play on that online. I forgot all the characters I've made.
Yeah, check that out, boys.
Lol, thrill me. So now I say I shall see you when I see you, because I don't quite know when that'll be, because I think this is going to be my 196th or 7th video, which means that the collab sort of trundles ever nearer, and depending on how long that will take, I may have to prolong the time between this video and the 200th. So, I shall say goodbye, and eyes open, boy.